rapping for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Modify Your Life podcast, where I am your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified. And here on Modify Your Life podcast, we talk about modifying your life mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. Once again, I want to shout out to everyone for allowing us to take a break and sending some DMs and some messages and some text messages and asking how we're doing and if we're going to make a comeback. But yes, 100% we're going to make a comeback. I just needed to kind of take in everything that's happened over the last 12 months, from the bodybuilding show to the murder of my dad and a couple other things. But we are going to dive into that in season 2. That's going to be a Me and Modified Frankie series with also guests too. But we want to talk about everything and what we've learned and then moving from that. But before we get into season 2, we still got season 1 to finish off. And today we have a co-host that is a badass dude. Someone that you've probably seen on Instagram, Mr. Matteo. Whataburger Matteo.
Yeah.
We've been in an argument all day because you're from Texas.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
No.
I'm going to need more than those type of answers, man. This is going to be a very short podcast, Matteo.
Anthony doesn't understand that In-N-Out's not a good choice. You got to do Whataburger. If you don't do Whataburger, you're not doing it right. I've been telling him, but he doesn't understand.
It must be a Texas thing, dude.
No,
but you know
not.
what? It's not. You're right. It's not, because on your Instagram, you posted up what's better, In-N-Out or Whataburger, and In-N-Out's
winning. And all of them said no, Whataburger. It changed.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think Matteo is starting off with a couple little white lies, a little stretching the truth a little bit, right? But you know what? We won't call it. If you notice, this is from Texas. One of my clients got me this.
Yeah.
For those that are watching video platform, for those who are watching audio, I just pointed at a wall.
I actually have one of those.
You have one of those too?
The horns.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. People have horns like In-N-Out.
Oh yeah.
Got him. I win. All right, man. So,
we'll see
anyways,
about later.
I'm not going to Whataburger, bro. I refuse. If I'm gonna eat crap, I'm not gonna eat that.
I'm talking about the skyscraper.
Oh, I'm terrified of that, man. Mm-hmm. So Matteo is gonna have me go on a skyscraper, a roller coaster on a skyscraper. So for those of you who might not know, we live in Vegas. There's a place called the Stratosphere. There's like 1 million miles up in the air, and then there's a roller coaster that goes even higher than that.
Yeah.
You really still want to do this?
Yeah.
I thought you would forget it.
I'm not gonna back out. You were doing this.
Imagine me getting bullied by a 14-year-old kid on my own podcast. I'll let it happen. I got no pride. No, I'm excited. I like roller coasters. Mm-hmm. But look, man, let's get into it. It's your first podcast.
Yeah.
How do you feel so far?
Good.
You're not nervous at all.
No.
You're doing better than some grown adults I've had on my podcast. No, I'm just kidding. Calling people out.
That's messed up.
That's messed
Not
up.
because if you're gonna be here, might as well be talking. Because if you're gonna be here, just yeah. Well, what's the point of it? You have to interact. You have to speak. You have to get to know the person. You have to share some of your story to the people. Because see, that's what people like.
Damn. Let's go. Take notes, people. Take note. All right. So, question, Matteo. What is Matteo's story? What got you to start your weight loss journey at such a young age?
Matteo's story, is probably because I wasn't really overweight until the pandemic started.
Okay.
The pandemic, I think, hit a lot of us pretty hard. A lot of us
hit that scale hard as hell.
Really hard.
COVID-20.
Yeah. So one of the things that got me to want to lose weight was because how I was feeling, the clothes. And another thing is presentation. Once let's say you're anywhere and you want to get to meet somebody or you're going to meet something, the first thing you do is look at them. You look at their face, their body, their feet. You see them. You see who they are first before you even listen to them. That's one of the main things, that you want to look presentable towards somebody, not just, get to know. No, you want to look presentable. Mm-hmm. Like in a suit, like you want to look nice somewhere. You don't want the suit to be all like you all stuffed in the suit, all bad looking. No, you want to look nice and presentable. That's one of the main reasons.
So you just, and you know what's it's so interesting, right? At such a young age, you know, and I'm very curious to know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people like to know, like, how is it being overweight in, like, you know, junior high, elementary? Well, so you're in junior high right now, right? You're junior high.
No, going to high school.
Going into high school.
Nice.
You're about almost time to pay bills. Right, you're almost adult, man. Almost time to take over the bills, right? I see your mom shaking her head right now.
I still got a good 5 years.
Hey, man, I'm 33 and I still don't pay bills, man. I still live with my mom. No, I'm just kidding. I wish
Mama,
I could.
I need money for the rent.
hey, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna tell you what kids your age you guys are gonna want to stay away from, and I'm gonna tell you the opposite. Being way older than you. live with your mom as long as possible.
Yeah.
Save as much money as
Save
long
as
as
much
possible.
money to invest.
Yes, exactly. Stay with your mom. And when she tells you to leave at 18, stay there.
Yeah.
And when she tells you to leave at 30, stay there longer.
Be like, Mom, I only make 150 while you're making 500.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I can
it.
give you $50. That's about it.
That's it. Maybe 100. Maybe 100 when
Maybe
you're like
100.
30. But like, stay there as long as possible. Stack up those chips and just don't try to rush life. Because when you get to paying bills, bro, life ain't fun. I mean, it can be fun, but it's still not fun.
Yeah.
Like, if you could say, imagine you could like make $200,000-300,000, still live with mom, only pay like $100 for rent.
It's pretty nice. I just see myself.
Man,
You can have a year, brand new car of the year.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Matteo,
Pay it off.
we're on to something now. You're on to
Yeah.
something. I'm gonna live through you for the next couple of years, man.
Yeah.
Do the opposite that I did. On top, I could not get 600 pounds. Please don't get a 600
No,
pounds.
I don't want to get a 600.
Yeah, you don't want to be there, man. It's
No.
a difficult place. It's not fun at all.
Because you're basically wasting around 5 years of your life just to get there, and then you have to go back.
For 5 years, it took me 27 years to get there.
27.
Yeah, man. It was a rough journey.
Imagine
man.
how much money you put into your body.
That's my Lamborghini.
Eesh, no, that's
That's
like
a yours.
former Lamborghinis. Right now, I'm telling my mom she already put into me more than 100,000. She's like suffering over here. No, it's not just you; it's my mom too. And me, I'm like, I could already have what I wanted, but nah, I'm over here.
Now we got to be on a weight loss
We
journey.
could have gone to New York, California, Las Vegas 4 to 5 times, Hawaii, Dubai, but no. You
No.
wanted that. I wanted that Whataburger, and you wanted that In-N-Out.
Bro, don't ever change. I mean, change as in like, weight like healthy for sure.
Yeah,
But don't
yeah.
your mindset, bro. Oh
No.
my gosh, bro, you're going freaking far. But it's true, man. You're not lying. You know, it's so interesting that you bring that up too, because I have so many adults that are like sit here and try to fight me that it's cheaper to eat fast food. That's why they eat fast food so
No,
much.
it's not. It's really not, because if you really put it in a perspective, let's say you get a couple of pounds of, let's say, chicken breast, and then you get rice or whatever you want to put to it. You can meal prep it, and actually it will make a lot of food. And it's not good being one of those persons, oh, I want to eat into food. No, you don't need it. All you need is a good meal to be goodly satisfied, not food where you want to fall asleep, where you're too tired. No, a good enough meal. You don't need a whole entire, what's it called, 3 meat burgers. No, you don't need that. You just need 1 meat and that's it.
Why'd you look at me when you said that? Because I had 2 double doubles today?
Yes.
You called me out?
Yes.
That's cold world. But it's really true. And that's what, that's what we were going over. Remember? Because like when I first met you and I first saw Matteo, I seen a lot of me in you, right? Because your first, like literally we have a replica meal on your Instagram and my Instagram, except yours was a video form. When I started Instagram, it was like photos.
Yeah.
It was back in the old days. You know what I mean? Like I used to have to mail things out to people.
10 years ago.
Try like 16 years ago, Matteo. But thank you. I appreciate you, man. You also said that I look younger in person. Appreciate that. You also said I look shorter in person. That hurt.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the honesty, though. You know what I mean? Appreciate the honesty. I told everyone you're 7 foot, so I'm 6 foot. That's why I'm a little shorter than you.
Nah, I think you kind of light there.
Oh, don't be calling me. I told you, man. Don't call. I'll pay you later. Don't call me
Okay,
on my podcast,
sorry.
man. You gotta lie.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
50
Don't lie.
cents extra per the hour.
50 That's it? Sold. Done.
We're wrapping
Done,
it up.
Matteo. Wrap it up, Matteo.
Yeah.
We're done. You hype me up, man. I'll keep on
Oh, I
coaching
said
you.
50 cents. I thought it said $50.
No, you said
Alright.
50 cent. Done.
Oh, I
You already
messed up.
said it. Agreed to it. You gotta shake a hand. That's it. Verbal agreement.
So, something that I want to bring up, a lot of you guys said, a lot of people say, oh, it's faster, you fast food. And that's something that a lot of people think. A lot of people do think that. But they're absolutely wrong, because if you think about it, the cheapest meal you're going to get is $10 per meal. And a lot of people's going to say, oh, no, I can get McChicken from McDonald's or taquitos from Jack in the Box. But are you really just going to get that?
Nah, hell no.
Exactly.
They don't just get one
Like,
thing.
and then, okay, let's say you do that for a week. By the week, you're not even going to want that. It's going to be disgusting. It's not going to be that one. And you're going to be like, oh, I saved up on just eating $2 meals. Let me eat a $20 meal. See, but you're still going to spend the $20. When you could have spent the $20 for the whole week instead of spending those 2 per meals, or would have been another $30 saved, and you would have had those $20 just to spend on your food and meal prep. But a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, they just want to they want to eat easy, they want things fast. Nothing in this life is fast. You don't become a millionaire overnight. You have to wait, you have to see, you have to experience, and you have to live. Not only do you have to experience, but you have to apply. That's something that I've seen for many people, and especially Anthony. I've seen that he's lived it, he's experienced and he's applying it now. That's why he tells you guys to, wherever you want to be, it's possible. You just have to wait, you have to experience, and you have to apply.
Damn, man. Bro, you're speaking these people. You got people that are, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 listening to you right now. And you're understanding at such a young age. And as much as they're listening to you, they're very proud of you. Because a lot of us I didn't have that mentality I have at your age. You're 14 years old. At 14, you're going into junior high. I wasn't drinking at 14. I'm sorry, high school.
Yeah,
but, I definitely didn't have that mindset. Now, I had the mindset of, like, I always liked to, like, making money. Mm-hmm. But I never had the mindset of being healthy. I never had the mindset of saving or anything like that, right? And now I always wanted to lose weight at 14, but I was never willing to put in the work or the effort. Or if someone, offered to help, like I offered to help you, I never accepted it or wanted it, or I never really pushed forward to it. Like, you've been showing up every single week on our Zoom calls. We set weekly goals and stuff like that. And now we have some learning to do, but that's just, like you said, you got to, it's a lesson. I have to say, hey, maybe we should try this, Matteo. And you have to either agree with it, or you have to go touch the pot, see if it's hot. And then like, okay, coach, I'll take your word now. Let's try it out this way. Yeah. Right. But it's really just understanding that stuff. And I like what you said is you can't rush it. And that's one thing that working with you, at such a young age, is that I want to, not only them, I'm doing this because you're young, I do this with everyone, but we can't rush this process. Yeah. Right. It's understanding that this weight loss journey that you started, it ain't going to happen in a week. Oh yeah. Right. And so many people want to rush that stuff and they want to go. Yeah. I took me 20 years to become 500 pounds. It's only going to take me 20 days to lose it. Right?
People say, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds in 1 week. That's not possible. No matter.
I mean, it's possible if you're 600 pounds.
No, it's possible. You can be like, oh, I'm not going to eat.
But how long you not going to eat for?
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you finish that week, you go to a wedding or you go wherever you want to go, and the dress finally fits for 3-4 hours. The next day, you're going to eat and you're going to be... The buttons are going to be, popping out. And people like, oh, I want to get ready for this party. I have 1 month left. I want to lose 50 pounds. If you can, it's pretty much hard to lose 1 pound a day. Imagine you losing 1 pound a day. You have 30 days. That's 30 pounds, and you're gonna try to push in that 20 pounds. That's a lot for your body. Yeah, like you're putting too much stress on yourself. You're forcing yourself, and I'm not. It's tough on all of us. All of us that are overweight, or all of us that are too skinny, that want to put on weight. It's tough, and I have my challenges, and I'm gonna keep having it. And I had my challenges. But all I have to say is, if you keep on working and you keep on leaning towards where you want to be, eventually you will get there. But a lot of people are like, oh, I messed up this time. I'll start my diet on Monday again. I'll start I said that for many months. I can tell you that. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to go to. I was telling Anthony today I didn't even want to go to the gym.
You were trying to avoid that much?
I was trying to fall asleep today for another 5 hours. I was already like 12. I was in the hotel. It was nice. It was smooth.
He said, yo.
It was cold. It was fresh. It was super nice. Then I was like, we got to go there here outside. I'm like, what? Get up, change, brush your hair, everything. Let's go. And the moment I stepped out of the door, it was 110 degrees. No, thank you. Got straight into the truck and I was like, let's go.
So you're saying that it's difficult for you at your age?
Yes. Imagine for people that are 30, 40, 50.
I know. It's difficult for everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Guess what? It's not meant to be easy. And I kind of we've kind of jumped something that was really good. And you kind of talked about how people were constantly eat, the easy food.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's living a life of convenience. And something that I've been talking about lately, too, is that, if you live a life of convenience, your whole life will be inconvenienced. Yeah. Right? Because think about it, as we constantly run into these fast food because it's easier to get, right? These single parents, these moms, these dads, both a household mom and dads, everyone's trying to be so convenient. The kids are suffering. Right? Yeah. And it's a horrible situation because I know for a fact, right? Myself and Modified Frankie, right? Yeah. Our kids will never be overweight. And it's not because we hate fat people. Yeah. It's that we love our kids enough to not allow them to get that big because it's a difficult life we live, right? Because the reason why people are listening to this podcast is because they're trying to fix themselves in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, right? You're 14 sharing this type of situation. You're 14 fixing your life around. And which is really good. Like I said, people are going to be proud of this stuff is because they're hearing you speak and they only can imagine. Like myself and Modified Frankie, your mom can only imagine where you're going to be when you're my age. Yeah. right? If you keep this mindset up, if you keep on learning, if you keep on experiencing, if you keep on, taking action on what you're learning and what you're speaking, right? Is what me and you kind of talk about. We set the weekly goals and stuff like that. But it's no matter what age you're at, you feel like it's supposed to be easy. But I'm telling you that
it never gets easier.
It never gets easier. Yeah. It actually gets harder because you're on a weight loss journey now at 14. You have no bills. You don't have a job. You just have to worry about school, being cool, being popular, playing sports, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, whatever.
But that's in your early teens, right? And then once you get into 20, you get your first job, right? You get your girlfriend, get your first job. You got to pay bills, right? And then maybe move on another 10 years because 10 years goes by fast.
Oh,
it's already been 10 years I graduated high school.
I remember starting junior high. Now I'm going into high school. I remember just being in first, second, third grade, and it was like nothing. But eventually, people don't see time goes by really fast. And something I just heard that you said, a lot of people like, I'm never gonna let my kids get overweight, and that's perfectly fine. But if it ever happens where they go overweight, talk to them, show them, because you don't know what kids are telling them in school. That sometimes they don't have support, emotional support, where they can go to somebody. They don't have, and if anybody has something like that, and it leaning towards food, trying to drown it in food, trust me, it's gonna make it even worse. Trust me, it does not make it better. People are gonna tell you more stuff. You're gonna be sad about yourself, and you're gonna be like, I don't care, but you honestly do care. But you're just trying to ignore it. And if there's anybody, a counselor, a teacher, yes, there's some teachers that go around and chismos. How do you say it?
Chismos.
Yeah, like they go gossiping around, and the whole school finds out. If you can't trust them, talk to yourself. Don't find
or your parents.
Or your parents.
Yeah.
Or if you don't have parents, your siblings, anybody you can talk to that you trust, go ahead. But something I have to say is don't let it get to you. Like, it's one thing ignoring it and let it pass, and it's another thing letting it get to you. Yes, hear what they're saying. There's a reason why they're telling you it. It's not, there's some people that tell you in a nice way, and sometimes you take it all defensive. Oh, no, I don't want this, I don't want that. I don't want to hear you right now, I'm mad. But there's a reason why they're telling you. You may hear from somebody, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And you're like, oh, you haven't even done it. But you don't know if they have or they haven't. You're just assuming. But all I have to say is don't lean into food. Like if you want to talk to somebody,
talk to one instead of.
You can even message Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen. I mean, I give it back to mine. Even since I posted you, I've had some parents contact me, and ask me. Obviously, I can't work with every kid in the world yet, right? Yet, but as of right now, I do respond back to the DMs because it's not easy because it's so interesting. Like there's a big gap in age between us, right? And you're 100% correct because when think about this, when I was raised, I'm like, I could tell how much your mom loves you. I could tell how much your family, your sister called you, let you know In-N-Out was better. I don't need you to, I don't need you to, I was, he said it. Your mom, you know what I mean? Your sister said it.
Lying?
She called and said it. I don't know. I was there. But look, hear me out. Your mom, I could see how much your family loves you.
And then now makes you delusional.
And now makes you buff.
No.
Buff. Right. So just seeing you hanging out with you last like 10 hours, I see how close you and your family are. Yeah. Right. And that's not where we start getting like this self-hatred or this frustrating image towards us. We don't get it from home majority of the time. I mean, if we're blessed, don't get me wrong, there's some people that do, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about we don't get that self-hatred from home. We get it when we start going to school with other people because you're right. There are other kids are raised differently.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I would, when I would go home with my grandpa, my mom, and blah blah blah, I would go to church. I loved my childhood, but then when I go to school, kids would start bullying me, right? Whether it be that I had the coolest shoes and they just didn't like it, or because of my race, or because of my weight, or whatever it is, right? Because you're dealing with so many people. And I wouldn't tell my parents that I would get bullied or picked on. I just kind of would take it on the chin because I don't know. I don't know what kind of wired me to just kind of take it, but you're right. Because maybe if I would have actually not lied to my grandparents or my mom and that I didn't like being fat, maybe they would have took it a little bit more serious. But then again, you know what I mean? It's really just kind of falls down to just like you said, just speaking to someone, right? Because now, like as an adult, I don't know how it is to be your age and be overweight. I know how it was for me, and I don't know if it got the same, if it got better, if it got worse, right? But I know for me, it wasn't easy being young and being overweight. But the fact that you're sharing that at that age, it's really going to open up the door maybe to a conversation for some parents to have with their kids that are overweight. And there's two ways to look at it, and I kind of want to break that down from what you talked about.
Yeah.
You said, talk to your kids, check on them, ask them. But at the same time, parents, you need to lead. right?
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
if your kids are overweight and they're getting bullied because they're weight, and that kid maybe wants to lose weight but not talking to you, like, you parents have to lose weight, because the only way your kids is going to adapt to another lifestyle is if they see you doing something different. Because when we're kids, we're sponges, right? We take it in. We get obesity. We get our habits. We get our good habits, our bad habits from our parents. Now, as we grow up into adults, we start transforming into who we're going to be, but we're still stuck with those core fundamentals that we were born with. Now, some people see it and they're, well, as kids, but then they get older, like, yo, my mom was fat, my dad was fat, my grandpa was fat, I don't want to be fat. But 95% of them they see their parents fat, they see their family fat, and they're also fat too, right? And majority of it, that's why our society is such a heavy place.
A lot of people say, I don't know how like, I don't know how I'm affecting my kid. A lot of parents don't see it, but simply as stopping at McDonald's to get a nice coffee, you turn around and you ask your kid, hey, do you want an ice cream? Hey, do you want chicken nuggets? Hey, do you want... That's a simple example. And there's many more things that parents don't see. And a lot of people like, they always say, oh, sometimes it's tough for parents. Sometimes it's tough for parents. Yeah. And it is. And I'm going to tell you this. As parents, you guys, sometimes we don't see as kids that you guys go into through tough situations. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we can't see because you guys put your face where you smile or your face, and we can't see that. And sometimes we don't see it, and you're building up pressure, you're building up anger, you're building up something in Spanish you say rencor, and you don't see that you can let it out to your kid. And that affects them sometimes. Yeah,
because, well, I'm assuming, being a parent is obviously stressful, but at the same time, it's once again, I think it just falls into this shit's, it's difficult. It's not easy. So it's like, you have to understand that, like, look, you're an adult, you're a parent, you're a leader, regardless if there's two of you in a household or one of you in a household, right? As a mom and dad as a leader of the household, both of them are a leader together, or if they're separated and they're a leader in their own household. And you are just hit the nail on the head when you're talking about how parents will go to McDonald's out of convenience and turn around and ask their kid if they want something. Because if we never went in that line at McDonald's, if the parent was a little bit more organized, you wouldn't be in that line, and that kid wouldn't have the extra calories, right? Because if your kid is overweight and they're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 through like 10 years old, or say 14, whatever it is, it's the parent's fault, right? Yeah. And it's going to take change. It's going to take you kind of building a lifestyle of not being so convenient, but you're literally setting your kids up for such a better lifestyle by just doing that. But at the same time, you're setting your kids up, they're also setting themselves up, right? Because like I said, my kids are not going to be overweight. They're not going to have fast food every day like I once did. Now, that's what mom did the best that she could do, but at the same time, that's still what it was. Right. And my kid is not going to eat candy. My kid's not going to have pizza 3 times a week. My kid is not going to scream for something and get their way every single time. My kid is going to learn. My kid is going to be born into a healthy lifestyle already. Yeah. Right. And now, me growing up, I didn't have an unhealthy lifestyle when it comes into having love and affection and doing fun things. I had abundance of that. Yeah. But I also had abundance of food, right? And I had a lack of knowledge and nutrition because the people I was surrounded they were unhealthy, like health-wise. Yeah. Right? They were unhealthy, not everything else. And it's something that I adopted. Now, I personally doubled down, right? None of my family got to 600 pounds. Yeah. I doubled down on that. But it all starts from where my roots were. Never again. Right? Hell no, never again, never right? Again. But it all starts off where the roots was. So now, like, simple thing of your Instagram. The reason why people are following you and parents are following you and sending, I'm pretty sure all the DMs you get from kids and parents, because I know I've got a lot of DMs from parents over the last couple of months of working with you, right? Is that they want to know that secret trick on how to get their kids to lose weight, but the secret trick is their kids losing weight and living a healthy lifestyle. There's the secret trick is the parents putting the work too. Yeah. Right. Like I see your mom going to the gym with you. When I'm on a Zoom call, your mom's sitting right. I can't see her on the screen, but I know she's right there next to you. Yeah. And I know she's also working herself. So it's like, think about that. You want someone to go do something and you think it's going to be the best thing for them. Well, then you got to show them what the outcome's going to be. Right. Because when I started losing weight, Francine didn't start right away. And the last time that I made the decision to lose weight, which has led me to where I'm at today, I've told Francine for the last 7-8 years I was on a diet. and I didn't accomplish anything. So how did I expect Francine, you know, modified Frankie, to start or believe me when I bullshitted every single other time? Right, sorry for cussing. I forget your age, man. Sorry, bro. It just comes out. You know, but his mom's over here staring at me. She's about to throw something. I think throw a chocolate at me. But it's understanding that like I constantly said I was gonna do something, and you did, and I never did it. Yeah. So I couldn't expect her to hop on board right away. But over time of me taking action, of me working, of me doing this, Francine's like, oh wow, I better get it together.
Like like something I could say. Right now you were saying there's a lot of parents that DM'd you. There's a lot of people that are going through stuff. Everybody's going through stuff.
Everyone's going through something.
But something I can say is a lot of parents, especially Mexican parents or Asian parents or any that are or immigrants, a lot of parents are like, oh, your mom can tell you, oh, my grandparents had to fight in the war. I had to cross to come over here. And you think you're suffering? A lot of parents say like that, and you don't see that can hurt somebody. Even though if it's your kid, but you as a parent, how you think, sometimes you go to other people's house and you're talking to their kids better. And they can say it to you straight up, especially as Mexicans. A lot of moms can tell you straight up, I don't care, and this and that and that and that, in Spanish, of course. And they get mad. I'm thankful for God because God gave me a good mother, somebody that I can talk to, somebody that can understand me, somebody I can relate to. But as far as I can say that, talking about what you were saying, that your family never got as big or doubled down. Yeah. Something I can say food is really good. But is it that good to get to 800, 700, 600 pounds? Think about it.
Yeah, and it's not. I'll be the first to let you know it ain't worth it. I mean, it tastes the same at 200 and it tastes the same at 600. You know what I mean? It just, life was a lot easier at 271 than it is at 600 plus pounds. Yeah. But I like that, man. But it's very true what you're speaking about. You know what I mean? Because I think as adults we forget how it is to be a kid. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? Like I don't like, like you asked me today, like, oh, like, when would you ask me about, oh, when does summer end or blah blah. When does summer I'm an adult. I don't even know. Yeah. I wish I remember summer breaks. You know what I mean? Now I feel like I just work 365 days out of the year, but I enjoy what I do. But it is a little different, to kind of put yourself back in that headspace of being a kid. But we don't understand that. Well, as adults, I think we forget when we were kids how much we looked up to the adults in our life. Right. And it's hard to remember that because, now we have bills, now we have our own kids, or we have, godparents or our godchildren, whatever it might be, right? Yeah. Everyone gets caught up in their own life. But I think it's something that, us as adults listening now need to kind of remember, like, oh, I remember how I felt as a kid. I remember how how many questions I had or how ambitious I was or whatever it is. It's because like we don't ever want to, I would hate for a kid to come up to me and ask me about, weight loss in 10 years. And I'm so jaded. I'm just like, oh, just eat good and walk away like that. Cause that could really, scar someone like, oh, well, this person lost all this weight and he just shut me off. A lot of people don't see how you react to somebody. They just say straight up. And sometimes you have to see how you talk to people. Sometimes you're not realizing it because you're so used to it. But is it right? And right now you said, some of us don't even remember when we were kids or when we were young because we work 365 days of the year, every day working. But all I can say is something, if you're an adult and you really, it's not about weight loss because not everything's about weight loss. It's also people that like go through stuff that are sad, they're by yourself. And a lot of people like, oh, I wish I can go back to being a kid. And a lot of people don't see, you still can do stuff as a kid. You can go and buy a Lego set. You can go and buy a puzzle. It's a little stuff like that that could make you happy, can boost you. But a lot of people are like, no, this and that and that. I don't have time. Yeah, I don't have time. Which is so... Go ahead. And a lot of people say, oh, I don't have to spend that, or that's too much. You're still going to spend it on something else. I was going to say... You're going to spend it on something else. Buy yourself a Nintendo VR. Okay, that's maybe too expensive. But a Lego set, a $10, $20, $30 Lego set, you're going to spend it in something else. If you're a woman, a makeup, or going out with your friends, or not specifically call them out, Matteo, call them out. What about dudes? Or if you're a guy, you're going to probably go spend it on, I don't really know. Cologne. Girls, cars, trucks. I can keep going. I got a whole hobby. I haven't showed you the garage yet. Oh. I got all my hobbies on there. I'm ready to see that. It's so true. It's actually facts. Yeah. Because so many people that join my program they don't have the time to work out, but we find it in a couple months.
Yeah.
They don't have the finances to afford my program, but when they really take it serious, they're saving money.
Oh yeah.
Right. And it's very true. So if you think you don't have the time to go build Legos, but yet you have the time to go drink and hang out with your friends who do the same thing since high school, then you do have time. If you don't think you have the finances, but you're using Uber Eats and you're eating fast food 3, 4, 5 times a day or a week or even in a month, whatever it is, then you do have the finances. It's really just kind of deciding, like, is this worth it or is it not? Because right now, living a life of convenience seems to be worth it for a lot of people.
I feel like saying, I can't go exercise is like, oh, I can't walk. It's a good excuse.
It's an excuse.
It's an excuse.
Call them out, Matteo.
As long as you don't have, look, if you don't have legs, then I can't say anything.
Actually, no, I take it back. No, we actually know. There's some
people
Jose
that
is on my program. He's in a wheelchair on my program.
Doing weights for their what is it called? Chest, biceps, upper body. Even them, they're showing you can still do it while you have every body part. And a lot of people like to excuse themselves. They're like, oh, this and that, this and that, this and that. I'm telling you for experience. There's many times, Anthony, probably Francine, my mom, many of you out there that are like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Today, my mom saw, literally when they got there, I started changing, getting ready and everything. But you have to stop making excuses to do stuff. Because if you don't realize that all the time that you're making excuses is all the time that are passing by. And then you're going to see, wow, I'm 30. Right now, I'm 14. But sooner or later, I'm going to be saying hopefully God permits me to get there. But sooner or later, I'm going to be saying I'm 21. And then I'm going to look at this video and I'm going to be like, wow, imagine everything I know then and now I know now. Time is going to go by really quick. By the time we're done with this, we're probably going to go eat. We're probably going to go out and then we're going to sleep and then it's going to be morning again. Because sun goes up and sun goes down. It's up to you if you want to do something or not. Because if you're just sitting down here all chill, watching your phone, just doing whatever, watching YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and trust me, 3 hours went by already. Because I can sit on my phone and just be watching and scrolling down easily 30 minutes. It's an excuse for you to say, I don't have time. Because I know very well you do. Because everybody says 24/7, I'm this and that, busy. But honestly, you probably just work 5 to 6 days a week. You have one free day. Even if it's one free day, that day you can rest all night and then wake up late, go to the gym, exercise, come back, eat something, and go back to sleep. Simple as that. It's not going to take you more than 3 hours to eat and exercise. Trust me, it's not. And you don't have to exercise heavy duty and like heavy, how do you say it?
Heavy weights all the time.
Heavy weights all go.
No, it's a simple 20, 30 minutes a day. If that's all you could do, the 20, 30 minutes a day or for a walk or stuff like that. Well, I love that you brought up about being busy, right? I personally feel I was busy. I was busy at 400. I was busy at 500. I was busy at 600.
Eating.
Yeah, you're busy. Yeah, eating, chilling. I was busy
chilling.
chilling.
I'm telling you. Because in pandemic, when we were in pandemic, 2 years went by like that.
Where everyone's just busy,
2 years.
Eating, chilling. Being lazy. Well, and then some people were out there working, right? But this is what I personally believe in. I believe that lazy people are busy. Mm-hmm. I feel successful people are efficient.
Yeah.
Right? Because we could be busy doing anything, right? I could be, okay, man, we have a busy day today. And I went to go in the shower. I chill and scroll for 30, 45 minutes. And then I come out here. I'm like, oh, shoot, it's already time for us to go to our reservation. We can't do the podcast. But if I would have sat down, if I would have went to the shower, hurried up, did everything I had to do, got out of the shower, shot the podcast, we would make it on time. So was I busy? No, I was being lazy because I was scrolling for an hour. And that's what it is. We kind of use that I'm too busy as an excuse and we make ourselves busy so we don't have to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. Right. So you're hitting the nail on the head at such a young age, man, to like where this mindset that you have is I'm excited to see where you're going to be when you're 25.
Something I can say, and you guys are going to be like, this is what's going to make you think. All of you say you're too busy. And you all make time for these things because it's necessary. You're not too busy to go to the restroom because you need to go to the restroom. Make it a habit. Make it something you have to live with you. You're not too busy to go fall asleep at 2 a.m. and wake up at 7 a.m. to go work. You're not too busy. You have to do it. And a lot of people say, oh, I'm too busy. You're not too busy to go get fast food, to go eat.
Wait in line.
I'm telling you, wait in line.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Chick-fil-A line takes like an hour and 30 minutes. Sometimes though,
An hour? God dang.
yes, sometimes it takes forever. You're not too busy to go on Sunday, eat with your friends, take 3 hours eating, talking, whatever you're doing. You're not too busy. And something I can say is, you have to live life. Like something I realized, and something I'm saying right now, because I'm living my life. Like I'm trying to be happy, go for a walk. It's not always going for a walk and exercising. Trust me, it's not. It's simple as going to the movies. I love the movies. I go probably once every 2 weeks. I like going, sitting down. Yes, I have my popcorn. Yes, I sit down. I have my diet soda, and I enjoy the movies. But there's something about life that you just have to really enjoy, really see things like.
You're talking about just experiencing something other than maybe just eating.
Yeah, maybe just eating or losing weight.
Well,
you
we make everything around it.
Yeah.
We surround everything around food, right? You know, and you're right. You know, we're going to enjoy life.
Oh yeah.
Right? Today when you got here, did I say, okay, we're gonna eat our vegetables and we're gonna do? No, we went
Absolutely
there. I had a, what was it? Where did I got? French toast.
He got French toast.
Fruity pebbles and syrup and powdered sugar. I tracked it. We ate it, and then we went to go do our thing, and we had In-N-Out. Oh, with the chocolate milk, I did. I only drank half of it because Frankie was touching it. But, you know, I tracked it, right? But then, you know, and then we did our thing. We walked around. Walked around in the Bass Pro shop. Like, it's not like, you know, my goal is to show you to enjoy this process.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I didn't come here and I wasn't a drill sergeant, right? I want to show you that this is how I eat when people are around and I enjoy myself. But then when no one's around, or when I'm, you know, back on my, I want to say back on my grind, or like living my day to day, like out of my meal prep containers, that's because I enjoy doing that.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't come here and you didn't work out, shoot a podcast, and then we took you guys home, right? I want you to enjoy this. I want you to fall in love with this lifestyle. I don't want you to fall in love with a diet.
Oh no.
Right? I want you to fall in love with the lifestyle. I want you to understand that, like, if you put in the work, you could have everything I have times 10 because you're already starting off at 14. I started at 27. Right? So, but if you have the knowledge, if you take this next couple of years and learn this knowledge and really utilize it and execute it, bro, you're going to be so much more ahead of me.
Something I can say, retracting, I was about to say it, but I think I just forgot it. What was a few things you were saying before?
Man, I have ADHD, man. I forgot what I said 20 seconds ago.
I was
talking about falling in love with the lifestyle.
Okay, I just remember. You said, I want to go pick you guys up. I want to go spend time with you. Thinking about that, it's really important, really, really important to spend time. Spend time, get to know people, and it's not always going to be about working, sergeant, how you said it. You didn't come out right out the bat telling you, oh, we're going to eat healthy, we're going to go work out. No, it was relaxing, it was calming, it was this relief. I feel like you did... Like, it does this relieve you a lot because we're going over here, we're seeing this, we're walking, we're doing
talking, we're doing different things. And like, think about it. If you really look at our day, we woke up, right? We had breakfast. We did a whole bunch of walking. We've had lunch. And then in between there, we both had some fruit from when we went to go take pictures at the Rock. And now we're going to dinner. So we've ate 3 times. Right, and I didn't overeat during breakfast. You didn't even finish your meal. Same thing with the you know, with your mom and Modified Frankie. Same thing with lunch. We had In-N-Out. The girls didn't eat anything because they were already still full. So it's like our day wasn't surrounded around food, and that's what I want you to understand. That it doesn't have to be like, right? And like, of course, I don't want to come and make you feel like I'm a true drill sergeant because, like I said, I want you to enjoy this lifestyle. I want not only you. I want my clients to enjoy this. This is a lifestyle change. This is not a diet. This is you going out in the world and focusing on doing what you need to do that's best for you. That's why I always talk about when we go out and eat fast food, when we order for our goals and what we want to do. We don't go ahead and say, oh, this meal comes with 20,000 calories. I'm going to eat it that way. Then if the meal comes with 20,000 calories, you want it, but you know that's too much for you, then you share it with 4 people, right? Like, we have to understand that. So it's just breaking down the day that we just had. We enjoyed ourselves. We walked around. We had a good time in Vegas, right? And we're not even done. It's only 6 for us or 7, whatever time it is. We're not even done. We still got a couple more things to do, right? But understanding that food wasn't the priority. We got the gym done. We got a lot of steps in. We had great conversation. We shot content. You know what I mean? And like, now when you go home, you're like, oh wait, I can enjoy myself, right? I do want to get you into tracking, which I've been fighting back and forth, right? But the only problem...
Tracking is not bad. You have to track because you don't realize sooner... You may build up habits and be saying like, oh, it's normally 5 times a day, but it's not.
No.
It's not.
People forget
But
snacking.
plus your snack.
Because you told me that. You're
Yeah.
like, I don't, and you're right. When I watch
Because
you
I
eat,
don't need courses, meals, like I don't need like lunch, dinner, or breakfast. No, I normally just eat once a day.
But you
like,
snack all
and
day.
I snack all day.
well, think about it. Some chips and a soda is 700 calories. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's understanding that, like, you know, we live in a processed world, so we can minimize how much fast food or how much processed food we eat. We can save ourselves thousands of calories.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And the only reason why I was after meeting you in person, and I know that I want to move forward with teaching you how to track, is because I forget how long you're at school. Right. So and the only way I could get you to kind of understand how much extra calories we're consuming at school and stopping us from dropping some weight while you're in football is that I need you to track it.
Yeah.
So when I was talking, I'm like, you know what? Okay. I had something tell my soul that getting you to track is going to be good. Now you're not 9 years old. You're not 10. You're going into high school. I get that. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how I get you to build the lifestyle. And I didn't get to do that as I was a kid. So I'm kind of, like obviously learning with you, but understanding that you are going to be in school. And so I do want you to see the true amount of calories. Because for me, I would probably knock out like 4,000 calories in high school. You good?
Easily.
You good?
No, yeah.
Oh, I was like, wait, your headphones working?
No,
I could easily knock out. Just thinking about it right now, I'm thinking about the things I would have in high school. So I wake up, I drove. So I'd wake up, I'd pick up my buddy Ruben. We would I would pick him up from school. So he would always pay for breakfast a couple times a week. I would get 2 sausage breakfasts from Burger King, a large hash brown, and an orange juice. So realistically, that's probably around like 1,500 calories.
Yeah.
Right. And then for break, I would get like a chocolate chip cookie and a chocolate milk. Right, and maybe like 2 or 3 cookies. Let's be real. Or I would go with like a bag or 2 of chips and
I've
hot
never
Cheetos.
really been a chocolate person, but I like chocolate
Give
milk.
me. But then I go in for lunch, or I go in for lunch. We either go to Taco Bell, 2 Mexican pizzas, that's a given, right? Or something crazy, probably 1,000, 1,200 calories. So now we're already like 3,500 calories, right? Or we would go, and then after football practice or before football practice, maybe we would go put in money to go get Little Caesars or something like that. So let's say
That's
another
another
1,000. So that's 4,000 calories at school.
And plus, you forgot the snacking.
And then the snacking in between, the chimichangas, the hot Cheetos with cheese on it, the sodas, because I didn't drink diet soda. Diet soda was unhealthy, right? Or whatever it is, So it's all the different things where it's like, it's easy to rack up that stuff. And then even taking it back into junior high where they had the salad, I don't know do you guys have the salad bar still?
Yeah.
Bro, that's probably 1,000 calorie salad because I would put so much ranch and I would put so many freaking croutons or goldfish on it. Like, I didn't know portion control. So it's like, I want you to understand that. I want people to understand that it's not the food we eat, it's how much we eat of it. People are so scared of the food, but it's how much we eat of it. That little chimichanga is 500 calories. You know what 500 calories
Plus, they
of
sell at school, so you go buy gummy bears, chips, cookies, and you go and
you
trust
eat
me.
it.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why we're not losing weight. Our kids are not losing weight even because we're in sports, but it's you're overeating what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? You are literally eating so much processed food. You're consuming 3,500 calories more than what you should be. That's why we're gaining weight. It's 3,500 calories is a pound. So I mean, it's a lot of different things that that you're going through, learning on top of you living a childhood, which I feel everyone should live. But at the same time, it's you learning this now. So when you're an adult, you no longer have to worry about that. This is what you do, right? And like, honestly, are you enjoying the process? Like, are you happy with where everything's going? Are you excited still?
Honestly, I am enjoying the process because you get to do so many things. Like, before, how can I explain? Before, it was like really like, you lived like always like fixing yourself, trying to be better. And now that you are losing, like now that I'm losing weight, it's like nice to see, okay, now it's one extra tie. Like, let's say you're double extra large, it goes to extra large. And that's something nice that motivates you. And you're like, okay, wow, this shirt that didn't fit is fitting me now. And you get excited and you're like, okay, let's go. And that helps you out a lot. And once you get to that point, it's really motivating. And that's when you want to do more. You want to do a lot more.
So when you're saying that in order for you to actually want to do more for yourself, you have to start.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's
pretty much.
everyone's looked for motivation. You
Yeah.
just said how you got motivated. You put in the work first and it kept you motivated.
Yeah.
Right? And that's everyone's biggest question is like, how do you stay motivated? How do you do this? You have to work hard first to see a little bit, and then that kind of keeps you going a little bit more and more. Before we get going though, you know what I mean? Obviously, you are very, very young, and your mindset is absolutely insane to the point where I'm very excited. I'm sure a lot of people are excited to see, where Matteo is going to be in the next 5-10 years. You know what I mean? But I definitely wanted to ask you like a couple things, before we wrap it up. Is that this, bro? Like, where did you get this mindset from?
That's a very good question. It's like just experience. Like in school, I will always get called to the principal's office, believe it or not, and I still do. And they're like, "Oh, you need to do this. You need to change this. You need to do that." You got in trouble again because you started making jokes that weren't appropriate or weren't right, and you do that from elementary to junior high. And once you get to junior high, you see everybody stops laughing. Everybody becomes high schoolers. Everybody's body starts to change. Everybody starts to change. And you're like, it's not longer funny. Now you have to see what you have to do, what you got to do. Because in not even 4 more years, 3 more years, we're all going to be, I'm going to be graduating.
Yeah.
I'm going to be graduating. It's not longer mom this, mom that. It's I have to earn it. I have to. And you ask me, how did I get this mentality? I feel like it was seeing other people's mistakes and learning by it. Like seeing other people's mistakes and being like, oh no, I don't want to be there. I don't want to get there. I have to see others and apply. Like if they're not applying what they're doing or their mistakes, I apply them. Like okay,
so if they're not learning from their mistakes, you're gonna learn from it.
Yeah.
That's very, very, that's
because if you already
smart.
saw he walked through there and he stepped on the hole and he twisted his ankle, I'm not gonna walk through there. I am not gonna walk through there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it, 100%. No, I mean, it's just so interesting to hear such someone so young.
To put in an example as a parent, as dad, mom, or whoever, let's say you're a 20-year-old, you're not gonna drive through somewhere where somebody already punctured a tire. You're not. You're simply not. It's gonna cost you $300 just to replace that.
Yeah.
Or less or more. But it's gonna cost you money. So you're not gonna go through there. Let's say somebody ran through a nail and the air's going out. You're gonna see that. You're gonna be like, nope, and you're gonna move the steering wheel to go somewhere else.
Bro, you're gonna make a hell of a coach or whatever you do in life. I hopefully become a coach, a weight loss coach. You help kids out. Whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna go far with it, man. Because it's very true. I have an analogy like that with the roller coaster, right? It's like if we know that roller coaster leads us to 600 pounds, we know that roller coaster crashes at the end. We know that roller coaster turns into depression, to suicidal thoughts, to just living an unhealthy lifestyle, anger, anxiety, frustration, right? Why the hell would we ride that roller coaster when we can ride this new roller coaster where we don't know where it's going to take us, but we know it's going to be better than the last one we rode? Yeah. But we continue to rinse, we continue to rinse, repeat that cycle because, it's what we know. It's easy for us to go back, to retract. It's what we've seen our whole entire life. But in order to break that bond, in order to break that childhood trauma, in order to break that, that life curse, that family curse, you have to do what you're doing, Matteo. You have to step out there and you have to you know what? I don't want to look like my mom. I don't want to look like my dad. Not that we don't love them. I just don't want to have, hard. It's hard. Yeah. But guess what? You're doing it and you're really setting not really setting the bar, but you're really showing kids, what really could be possible because, at the end of the day, it takes a while, right? I feel like we have to become an adult before we realize that we don't have to live the same life as our parents, right? It took me years to realize that. It took Francine years to realize that. It probably took your mom years to realize that. But you're realizing at a young age, it's like, this is how I was raised, but that's not how I want to learn from my mom's mistakes. I want to learn from my dad's mistakes. I want to learn from my uncle's mistakes, whatever it is. And you're applying it to your life. And now you're building something you want to be. Like I said, look at your Instagram's like almost 200,000. You post, you bring value to people, and you're having a good life, and you're getting healthy while doing it.
Something I can say is, it's hard. It is hard because I'm gonna put it in another perspective. I know many friends or many of my brother's older friends that their grandparents were doctors. Their dad is a doctor. Your dad wants you to be a doctor, and you're like, no, I don't want to live that life. I don't want to go to school for 8 years. I don't want to go through that. It's the same thing as weight loss. It's tough because your parents been overweight.
So that's
your grandparents been overweight. And you have to say, I don't want to do that. If that's not what you want to do, then you don't have to do it. But a lot of people don't see it like that. They see it more as as
this is what
whatever.
I know.
Yeah,
This
it's whatever.
This is what I know.
Later I'll lose weight. Later you're gonna be 400 pounds.
Well, and and that's what makes it difficult because kind of just just doubling down on what you're talking about is that these overweight parents will serve their kids to become overweight kids.
Yeah.
Right. Because like I was eating kids meals when I was a kid. I was eating a whole meal. Right now, everyone thought it was so cute, but it wasn't cute when I couldn't wipe my ass.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, moms. I know I keep on saying this 3 times. That's the last one.
I've never got this.
yeah. I mean, but no, but we don't want it. You don't want any. We shouldn't want our kids to live like. I don't ever want to see you gain any more. I don't want to see you gain any more weight. It's not because, like I said earlier in the podcast, it's not because that I don't love fat people. I love all people, but I know how uncomfortable it is. I know how it is to no longer to be fun being a funny fat kid. It's not funny after a certain age, right? When you become an adult, it's not going to be funny.
I've never got to this point, but I've heard from other people that have been over for probably over 500 pounds. They've said that they got into a point where they're falling, they couldn't get back up, and it's
never
funny.
Got there,
It's funny, but it's sad.
Yeah,
like it's sad because you get to the point. That's one of the
where
things
you can't even lift your own body up.
You can be in a party and you fall and you can't get back up, and everybody sees you and you're laughing because you don't want to be awkward.
No, that's
but
the moment
you leave, it's gonna hurt so bad.
Oh yeah, we just at the end of I've never felt and not be able to get back up, thank God. But at the same time, just we all laugh it off, right? When people say a joke and stuff like that, we laugh it off. But like you said, the real behind that laughter is really pain and frustration because we don't want to be overweight. No one likes being overweight, and they could say they could lie it, or whatever it is. There's always something we want to change. Yeah. But I'm more of getting on the line of being healthy. Yeah. Being overweight is not healthy for our body. It's not a healthy mindset, and it's not a healthy lifestyle, right? So for your parents out there listening, and you really want your kids to be healthy, you want them to live a better life that you live, you have to start leading by example, right? Because not every single kid is going to be like Matteo and be like, you know what, I want to lose weight and document it and do it. Right now, Matteo is I feel maybe a 1%, a 5%, whatever it is, and with the action he's going to take over the next couple months or years, however long it takes, is going to get him to be successful. But if you really want your kids to have more of a chance to win, you parents got to lead by example. You got to push yourself. You got to understand that you want your kids to stop being overweight, then you have to stop eating like an overweight human being in front of them or serving them like an overweight kid, and understanding that it's not supposed to be easy. It's hard to change our mindset. It's hard to change our lifestyle. It was hard for Matteo to figure out what to do to lose weight. It was hard for Matteo to understand that he could eat more than one piece of chicken and lose weight, but he's learning it. Mm-hmm. And he's constantly doing it, and his mom's hopping on with him, and he's has such a support and a big group behind him from your friends, your family, to even followers, right? Yeah. So it's not meant to be easy. So stop looking for the easy way out because, like I said, I'm going to say it one more time. Right, and then have Matteo send it off with some little positive motivation is that if you keep on focusing on living a life of convenience, then you are going to live a life of inconvenience, right? So believe me or don't believe me, but at the end of the day, I'm going to keep pushing to live a life of inconvenience, so my life is convenience, right? And what about you, man? Send them off with some positive motivation, man. Send them off with something that,
I can say about me that has helped me out is when you don't want to do it, that's exactly when you have to do it. And I'm not trying to sound like no motivational video.
No, you're motivational, Matteo. You already done that.
There's many motivational videos that you can see, but when you see them, do it. Because a lot of people get motivated. Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it on Monday. You're not going to do it on Monday. In 20 minutes, you're already ordering fast food to your door. Trust me. And what I can say is you got to do it no matter what. You got to do it. And a lot of people like, oh, I feel comfortable in my life right now. Don't feel comfortable. Never feel comfortable. Because the moment you get comfortable is the moment the bad things start to happen. Because they say, when do you see a multimillionaire buying 5-10 cars? They're still a millionaire. They're not a billionaire. And even then, that's something that they're not going to spend millions on because that's not going to make them money. But on another perspective, never be like, oh, I got abs already, or I got muscles. Anthony has abs, but when do you see him skipping 2-3 weeks? Never. Even though he's comfortable and he likes how it is, he's still moving forward. He's not staying in a place. He's growing. His followers already went up to 300,000. Congrats on that. 300,000. I remember seeing him at 200 and less than 260. I saw him like at 220. Now it's 320 if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
it's about. I think it's about to be. Like, I think it's like almost 320. It's almost there.
Yeah, almost there. And something I can say is don't get comfortable. Don't.
That's it.
Because the moment you get comfortable is the moment you lose everything. Literally. You lose everything. The only reason why you should get comfortable is if you're old, if you can't move.
Damn.
Sit
So
in
if you're not old and you can still move, then you
and
should
when
be
I say
comfortable.
old, I'm talking about your 70s, 80s, and even 80s. I've seen a lot of 60s and 80-year-old.
I seen a 75-year-old lady ripped in Palm Springs.
I've seen, there's some people
70.
I've gone to a park and they're 18 years old and they're jogging.
Bro,
They're jogging and they always told me, "Good job, never stop, never stop, never stop."
And you're gonna listen to that because they're 80 doing
they're 80
it. Yeah,
bro. And they're telling you not to stop because they're not stopping. And a lot of people told me this, and a lot of people I've seen. The moment you stop is the moment you die. Once when you get older.
Well, you know exactly why.
But like,
you know why a 600-pound person at 80 years old never told you to stop and keep going?
Why?
Because they don't make it that long. So I'd rather listen to the person that's still here at 80 than the person passed away at 45 because of their heart attack. Right, bro? Keep being you. Instagram, everything is down below. Matteo, we're definitely gonna have you back on again. Yeah. Right? I don't know what you're gonna be down, but we're gonna be down something. We're gonna keep on pushing, become better.
Multimillionaire.
And a multimillionaire. All right, plant this. Hey, look it. 5-6 years ago, if someone would have told me I'm doing what I would be living the life that I live now, I'd have laughed. I would have thought they're dumb. So for you saying a multimillionaire, I'm gonna believe you because who am I to doubt it, man? With hard work and dedication and staying consistent, and you taking action to everything you spoke about on this hour podcast, you are going to freaking win in life, and you are gonna live a lifestyle that people that are listening today that chose not to change their life around are gonna be jealous of. Let's be honest, man. So I'm proud of you. Keep going, man.
Yeah.
Great podcast, bro. You killed it. That was a good one for your first one.
I
didn't even do an outro, huh? No. I almost forgot to do outro. I almost forgot, Mateo. I'm ready to go. Yeah. You got me scared. I'm going to jump off a goddamn. No, you're ready.
I'm ready to go in.
You're ready. I got to be jumping off this goddamn stratosphere, man.
And you're like, let's go.
So, all right, Mateo. You know, I can't even do outro right now. This guy's calling me on podcast. Look at, and that
Rise and grind, everybody. This is the ending. I can't go.
All this happened for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.